All right, so good afternoon. Monday, April 24th, Grand Rapids, Michigan, north of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Came up here, was getting concerned about the fondant and made a decision that the next time I came up, I was going to switch them over to liquid feed. I wish spring would get here. It's not here. We're still freezing, around freezing at night, and we're getting to the 50s in the day for about another week. But I started getting concerned that fondant might not have what they need to raise brood. I'm confident in it, and it's helping to, if anybody's limping, to get them through the winter. But I'm not sure that I can be confident in it being what they need to raise brood. Just seems like the liquid would be better, so I wanted to give them some liquid. And everybody's really big. As far as on this side, everybody but 6 on the end there to the left. Still limping. Population seems to have gotten a little better, but still has some concerns. I took the wrap off of all of them except that one, and I have to remove the upper entrance because that's part of the quilt box. So nobody has an upper entrance anymore. These are just empty nukes on top above inner cover with a feeder. I'll show it in a minute. Nothing special. Doesn't hold much as far as quantity. They're a little bit irritating, but it's what I got, and it does help with much better than anything at the entrance. And it does seem to keep some ants down, so, because they can't get access to it like they could with if that medium was a feeder, a full-size feeder on top. So anyways, that's where we're at, but everybody looks really good. They were even building comb between the quilt box and the top box, so that tells me they at least had some nectar or something to be doing that, pollen from somewhere, so that made me feel good. Everybody was pretty much in a good mood, but again, 6 on the end. They still got their wrap, and everybody else still has their mouse guard, but 6 does not. I was curious. I wanted to scrape it out, so I removed the mouse guard. I had to remove the mouse guard to get in there and scrape it out. It wasn't terrible. Wasn't great, but not as bad as I thought at all. I would just consider it normal die-off and just a low population of bees not having the ability to bring out the dead. So you can see right there to the 6, that's their only entrance now. These other ones, there's no concern at all as far as I am about heat. The populations are huge, but the concern is the moisture. So again, they're tilted way to the front, so if there is any moisture, it would run out the front door. Although even with those wraps on, I'm not seeing it. Anyways, back to 6 here. That's all they got. The reason why that's all they got is you can see it's smaller and less obnoxious than the entrance with the mouse guard. You need to plan for robbing. If you're not watching your bees all the time, and restrict them now, restrict the week now, because it's going to happen. I think it's almost unavoidable. Perhaps there's seasons that it doesn't happen or doesn't happen that bad. But on a nice day, I don't know what's happening here. On a 70-degree day, number 6 could be getting their butt kicked all day long. So I'm just going to restrict it. It's not going to harm them as far as anything as far as ventilation or moisture. So they just don't have a big population. That's why they still got the wrap. The other ones, again, the wrap's already taken off. So, but let me get around to the other side and I'll show you this feeder. All right, here we are. This one's 6. This is the small one. It's a smaller feeder. This is the colony that's limping. Smaller feeder, same design, but this one has a clear lid. The other ones, you can't see through the lids, fogged over, opaque. So anyways, when I peeked in here about 10 minutes ago, there was only 4 bees on it, and none of these other ones have found the syrup yet. So this one, they found it quicker than the other ones. I can't believe they're in need of it. I imagine there's still honey in that bottom box, but we won't know till we can flip. So here we go. They found it and they're excited. These can have a problem with drowning. So there's a cone in there. This is basically just set above your entrance cover. Sorry, your inner cover hole. They can't get into this top box unless they fly in like one is right now. So some of them have this yellow one I don't have a problem with drowning, but the other ones I had a problem with drowning. So what I did is I cut a sock just a couple inches and kept the elastic part of it, and then just pulled it down over that cone, and hopefully that'll stop. I've heard people say that, so we'll see. We're going to try that now. Wasn't terrible drowning, but you just don't want to see any of it ever, and I really don't want to see it in the spring. So yeah, there's an upside down cup in there, so they can't get to the liquid. They can only go around that cone, and whatever level the liquid is at as far as the surface, that's as far as they can go, unless they want to drown and go scuba diving. So see, this is how I fill it. Not getting into the colony at all, other than the ones flying in. And they do land in there. That one would have went swimming. It's just what I use, so I'm pretty happy with it. So let me get around. All right, well, that's the feeder on the inside of those empty mediums on top. So anyways, one of the other things I want to say, you know, all these were used in the upper entrance almost exclusively, so they are really accustomed to the upper entrance. They weren't even doing much at the bottom entrance. Looks like they're just dragging out the dead and the debris at the bottom entrance. So when you do start switching things and maybe changing entrances, or in this case taking away an entrance, they always had the bottom one, you want to do it early enough, especially on a night like tonight. It's going to be freezing, because if they're outside they're going to die. You want to do it early enough that they have enough time to orientate to the new entrance, or it was always there, but the only entrance, right? So you got these up here. I don't know if they're foragers coming back or what, but there seems to be some confusion on these two where the entrance is now. So do it early enough, especially in the cold. But if you're expecting rain or anything like that, if you don't give them the time they need to crawl around the face of that colony and find the entrance that you're allowing them to use, and you hit a rainstorm, you're just going to wash them away and you're going to kill a lot of bees. Or if they don't make it in by the end of the night, they're going to freeze on a night tonight, because it's going to be 32 degrees out or something like that. So all in all, really happy. Want to start catching some swarms. Actually, I should go over and look at my trap right now. I don't ever pay attention to it when I'm here. So anyways, I hope your bees are well. I hope your traps are up, and let's start catching here in Michigan. Thanks for watching.